of people as of late have been complaining about the Las Vegas Raiders winning a couple of games, now sitting at 4-12, and yes, last place in the AFC West. They're battling it out for that last place finish there for maybe even a top 10 pick still at this point. But I'm going to be honest. I don't really care that the Raiders have won a couple of games as of late. I'm really feeling like this team needs to win games. Like that's the name of the game. And I know everybody wants to be about tanking and all this stuff, but the last time I checked, there are a lot more stories of players that didn't pan out in terms of being top 10 picks or even top 5 picks, number 1 overall picks, all that kind of stuff, as opposed to players that, were picked probably where they were thought to have gone, or at least, not reached for, right? And again, I understand that there is the tantalizing aspect of going and getting your quarterback of the draft. The Raiders could still do that. They could trade up and go get whether it's Sanders or whether it's Cam Ward, it doesn't matter. But as far as what's going on with Antonio Pierce's job, he's won 2 games in a row. The Raiders are sitting at 4-12, like we said. And if he wins this last game against the Chargers, who might sit their starters for this, considering the fact that, hey, they are in the playoffs, that's clinched and everything, and really resting their starters could really do some good for them. And the Raiders, this is really a no-run game, so why would you chance some of your starters? Now, could you play for a better seed? Yeah, but I doubt that's really going to play in here. I think that the Chargers are just going to go into the playoffs and potentially rest their starters. And if the Raiders get a win, I think that could spell some good things for Antonio Pierce, like potentially, even keeping his job, as well as maybe continuing to build something here with the Raiders, because we've seen it. Like the Raiders, they've gotten rid of head coaches, things haven't gone according to plan, and if you want to argue, this was Antonio Pierce's first year as a head coach. I don't care about his interim years and everything. He really was just building a roster off of guys that weren't his, and now he's getting his guys in here, and it looks like he might finish strong. And if he does, is that enough to save his job? I hope it is, because, you saw in the Saints win that players do play for him. And obviously this team needs a lot of talent. We understand all of that. But Antonio Pierce is, to me, I think he could be the next Dan Campbell, where players really want to play for him. And if he can make the right calls as a head coach, as the head coach of both sides of the football, who knows what the story could be for the Las Vegas Raiders here pretty quick. So, I'm really excited for Antonio Pierce. I think that he could do himself some favors and potentially find a way to keep his job with the Raiders. And maybe, who knows, if things don't pan out with the Raiders, maybe he gets a DC job and really goes up from there. But, I really am fond of Antonio Pierce, and I think that, he's dealt kind of a crappy hand to start out with. But with what he's doing over the last couple of weeks, maybe it warrants him getting another opportunity. But at the end of the day, let us know what you guys think. Is a 3-game winning streak enough to keep Antonio Pierce's job, or should the Raiders just move on? Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below, and we'll see you on the next video.